Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me today. This is my commentary version of the abandoned shipping facility exploration video. If you haven't seen the original footage yet, I'll leave a link to that in the video description. Otherwise, sit back and relax as I tell you a little bit about the experience of exploring this place. So the journey here wasn't too treacherous. The location itself is actually pretty interesting. There were definitely some interesting plants on the way there. This building is located right up next to the river, and I won't give away the exact location of the building, but it's located just south of Pittsburgh. I won't give away the exact location. Some of you local viewers who know me personally will probably know where this is. The building itself is right up against an exit ramp off of a major highway, the bridge of which you can see up above the building in this video. So the exit ramp is on one side, and the river is on the other. It's a very scenic location. This building is kind of just nestled back here. Only a couple people really know about it. It's all just been forgotten, mostly. As you can see, it's highly graffitied. Windows are smashed out everywhere. A very hazardous environment when you really think about it. Some of the artwork was pretty interesting. Most of it's just people drawing their names. Really colorful, though. Without it, this building would have been quite an eyesore. Some would argue that it is right now, but I'm not one of those people. Entering the building here, you may be able to see someone standing off in the distance there. That would be my sister. She joined me on this exploration. I also had another friend who was with me, and I think he was upstairs at the time of this recording. We'll get to the upstairs of the building a little later. So what leads me to believe that this was a shipping facility was you can see the doors there that would lift up so that employees could unload shipments. I don't exactly know what items were handled here, but I'm willing to just classify this place under the generic title of shipping facility. There's also one other area that leads me to believe that this was a shipping facility. We'll get to that here in just a minute. The roof had pretty much entirely collapsed in, but the steel beams that made up the roof structure were still intact. There were a couple of makeshift ramps there. Some local kids probably using this as a makeshift skate park. Wouldn't surprise me. A lot of collapsed wood here on the floor. I had to be very careful walking through here. Otherwise I'd wind up with a nail through my foot. That wouldn't be a lot of fun. This is the area right here that convinced me that this is a shipping facility. You have this huge, massive loading dock just extending off into the distance. The roof had, well, not really the roof, the overhang there had started to collapse in. Made a pretty interesting shot. Nature has really just reclaimed this place. It's quite a sight if you really want to take your time and take it all in. It's even possible to look past all the graffiti, although to some that would just add to the experience. There's another shot there of the collapsed roof, just completely fallen, and no way that this building is still structurally sound. I thought this area here was particularly eye-catching, just the way that the vines and the ivy had grown over the beams. So you have greenery above and greenery below. This is a nice shot here of some of the plant life that had grown up from the concrete floor. I don't know what the room behind here may have been at one point. Maybe an office. an administrative area, possibly. There's a nice Walking Dead reference there in the graffiti. Couldn't resist filming that. This is outside of one of the bays where the door would lift up and the workers could unload a truck. Just a forest out there that had grown up. No way a truck is getting in there now. This is the back room where I entered just a while ago. This room was a little bit more structurally sound. There was still a ceiling overhead. So, if it had started raining, we may have been able to take cover. The upstairs here, I wasn't expecting much, and I did not really get much. Nothing, just this small room here. This room was a restroom at one point, as evidenced by the lone urinal there. And the insulation on the roof had just started caving in there. It was just hanging loosely. It was at this point that the heat really started getting to me. The inside of this building was so humid and so muggy. We had to exit the building at least every 5 minutes just to give ourselves a little bit of relief before we went back in and took some more footage. I'll post a video link in the description to another video that we made here. It's more like an experimental film, just some more footage if you're curious about the location. Going back down the stairs here, I noticed this green covering over the window. Very nice shot. I'm really happy with how that one came out. You can see the woods outside. A very simple building when you get right down to it. Very small upstairs, one large room and one smaller room, as well as that loading dock. I don't know much else about this location. Couldn't even read the text on the front of the building when I was outside. There's another area where the ivy had continued growing down the windows there. But just a place like this, even when it's all tagged up and graffitied, can still provide an interesting experience to an urban explorer, even one so inexperienced as myself. This is probably one of my smoothest tripod pans I've ever done, especially considering that the tripod I currently have isn't the smoothest in the world. It's very finicky. And again, those makeshift skateboard ramps. See how the word is rubbed off there? It's just totally faded. You can't see what it is. I decided at this point it was time for me to make my leave from the property. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. I hope to bring you future videos of more explorations and more commentaries. Thanks for watching, everyone.